Rich's first observation of the week in the NFL is, well, who are these teams? Because he's still having a hard time figuring it out.
Yeah.
But we established
No, but
you
that's
really
every
don't know
year.
until week 6.
That's every year. 6 weeks is probably the right amount of time
okay.
to give a team before you make a true assessment, because there's teams, just looking at my notes. I took extensive notes. I won't bore you with all of them for week 2. But, I mean, look at the Bengals and Ravens. Joe Burrow's banged up again. They started 0-2 last year, made it to the championship game, right?
Okay, so that's one of our common observations.
I mean, but then again, Lamar Jackson looked like trash week 1. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson looked like way more primed. And I'm thinking, well, that's also, week 2. Week 1, he didn't really play at all, preseason. So Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers looked great. As Coach Harbaugh said, Lamar just wants to win. I think that was a big takeaway. I think, Ramos, I know that was your Super Bowl pick on our in-show game, but the Ravens, they could be a force in the AFC.
Lamar Jackson looking better. But I think when you look at that game, it goes to show you how important preseason is. Joe Burrow's still out of sorts. He's banged up, like you said. That's one of my big observations. One of the big observations of the weekend. 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, but not playing like the Joe Burrow we're ready to see. He's just not there yet, and he seems to be injured. So, Bengals 0-2. My second observation before we go to the phones, 877-99 on Fox for your observations, things that made you go,
Things that make you go,
Are the Jets going to have to make a move or what?
No doubt. I so badly wanted Zach Wilson to just play above average so that we could say, all right, he's the guy. 3 picks later made me say to myself, oh, crap, this team needs a quarterback stat.
Breece Hall coming out publicly saying that the reason they struggled is because he only got 4 touches.
Stop it!
Breece Hall had 4 touches for 9 yards, but like you said, Wilson threw for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. And if they have this type of potential that we know they have, and he proves in the next week or 2 that he's not the guy, and we saw phase 1 of this, then what sort of moves are they making?
I do.
And who do they get? Who? We go back to that.
Who do you get? Danny G. I mean, 3 picks. There were times where Micah Parsons made. I think Zach Wilson, did he make a little accident in his pantalones? There were times where Micah Parsons just had Zach Wilson looking scared.
When we filled in on the herd, I told you the Cowboys were going to have the Jets on the run, and that's when we thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be the quarterback.
Yep.
As soon as Rodgers went out hurt, we kind of had a little bit of a disagreement because, Rich, you said you got to appreciate what's in front of you because that may be your best option, and you don't know it. But my argument with you was we kind of know who Zach Wilson is. We've seen this movie before.
And he immediately got tested.
Yeah,
this week.
and
Covino,
what are you waiting for? This happened at the very beginning of the season. Not good, an injury like that to a star.
They got to
never
start
good timing, but at least you have the whole season in front of you. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, Covino, I'm gonna throw the heat on Covino because Covino compared Zach Wilson to Brock Purdy last week, saying, "Hey, you don't know." And I said,
I didn't compare the two. I said you never know. No one expected
with Brock
that.
Purdy, we had never seen him, so everything he gave you was a surprise. Zach Wilson, we have a good year where it's like, yeah, he didn't do anything. Did we expect a month of hanging out with Aaron Rodgers? Like, do we expect the Aaron Rodgers magic to just rub off on Zach Wilson? Like,
that's what I'm saying. He's
Covino,
a good backup. A good backup.
He was on a reality show in Hard Knocks, and our man Robert Saleh is motivating. And did we think that going to Back to the Future on Broadway with Aaron Rodgers all of a sudden made Zach Wilson, good?
I saw someone on TikTok, which is where you go for the best analysis for the NFL.
Exactly.
Covino and Rich and TikTok. Someone said that Zach Wilson looks like how a Disney movie about a quarterback would want the Disney quarterback to look. Like in a Disney football. Yeah, if there was a Disney movie about football, he'd be the quarterback.
And that's what honestly.
So he's the perfect quarterback for that. For the Jets, I don't know, man. And Danny G, I think you're right. They're going to have to make those moves. Got to make some serious moves like Rich Davis in the early 2000s. Guy had moves.
Now, let's go all over the league.
Hold on, I got my third observation.
Oh, third.
You asked for top 3,
I
bro.
want your top 3.
You asked top 3.
Top 3, go ahead.
Top 3, just based on everything Sean Payton said, everything I heard our boy Colin Cowherd say, and everything I saw with my own 2 eyes. Is Russell Wilson the oldest 34-year-old you ever saw? Like, what happened to this guy? He is not the same dude. Is he 34 or 35?
34. He looks like he's 44.
Yeah, he's not the same guy. What happened to him? You know, Sean Payton kind of calling him out in the press conference, like he's got to make better decisions, and Russ got to play like Russ. And man,
dude,
is
we've
he
all
done or what?
If you've been to your high school reunion, 20-year reunion, everyone's roughly 38, 39. Everyone's like late 30s. Late 30s looks a lot different on different people. Some people are 38 and look like they're in their 20s.
Yeah, maybe
some
he
people
has
are
some
38,
serious wear and tear.
look old as hell. Russell Wilson does not give off the vibes of, I got 5+ years left in the National Football League.
He has to get crafty. Maybe he just can't play the same game he used to play. It's like my example would be Greg Maddux. You know, he wasn't the flamethrower he was. He had to get crafty as he got older. He got craftier. Pedro style is another great example. So Russell Wilson has to make some adjustments. I know it's an old story, but we were hoping that last year was a fluke. And just not looking like the same dude. So my third observation is, and I'm not rooting against the guy at all, is he really done? Or does he just have to get crafty and reinvent his game?
They can't finish. They can't finish. They had leads in both of their games. And not only did they blow leads in both of their games, they let Jimmy G come back in week 1. And yesterday, they were winning for the most part, and they let the Commanders come back and beat him. And both of those games were at Mile High. Both were in Denver. So they're 0-2, Covino, but they're 0-2 with 2 home losses. One's a division loss. So it's like the worst type of 0-2. You already blew 2 of your home games. Got 6 left. You're 0-2? Broncos are donezo.
Yeah. And who do you blame? Because there's going to be more finger pointing because, do you blame Sean Payton? Do you blame Russell Wilson? What's the excuse now? So, of course, this was a storyline all of last year, but you were like, he'll be back. That was a weird season. They weren't gelling like Magellan. So, I have a side thought before we go to the phone calls, Rich. Mm-hmm. Should there be fan accountability? It's an observation I made.
David, want to go to Jacksonville? You said, let's go fan accountability.
That wasn't the whole point.
Oh.
But we can go to David if you want.
Let's go to Jacksonville. You're on with Covino and Rich. What's up?
Not much. How's it going, guys?
What up, man? What's up?
So my big observation from the weekend is the SEC is dead.
No doubt. No doubt. You're right.
Alabama struggled with USF. You had Georgia look beatable against South Carolina. The Florida defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed 2 weeks ago in Utah completely shut down that high-powered offense in Tennessee. And I just don't think they strike the fear in the hearts of other college programs like they used to. Not
at all. Did you think you were like seeing things? I was checking on my phone. I'm like, whoa, Alabama 3-3 and no, that's got to be wrong. Like that's. I kept thinking my phone update was wrong. I'm like, no, there's no way it could be 3-3. No, it's wrong. It was. Michael in Virginia. What's up, man?
What up, Michael? Things that made you go in the weekend of sports, football, and whatever else you observed.
How Brandon Staley still has a job as the LA Chargers head coach because not 1, not 2, not 3, but lost the 3 straight games having the lead, and that includes the Jacksonville Jaguars playoff game. How in the world does Brandon Staley still have a job as the head coach?
I don't get it. They can't finish. I wonder how many close games they've lost over the last couple of years. I bet you if you looked it up, they've lost more close games than any other team over the last couple seasons. And after that blown playoff loss, Danny G, we were talking about this earlier while we were prepping for the show. He should have very well lost his gig after that playoff loss, and he got a chance. And now just 2 close losses like that.
Makes you feel like they're one of the cursed organizations out there.
Yeah.
Because they find creative ways to lose.
That's not easy.
And it's not easy. And you hate.
That's a creative one.
Yeah. I mean, you hate to put that rap on any NFL team, but they are like the Clippers of the NFL.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Your observations from week 2, things that made you go,
Ken,
Ken in Stockton.
What's up, Ken?
What up, Ken Kniff?
Hey, Covino Rich.
What's up, man?
Orale!
I would call more often, but I have something that prevents me from calling so much. Work.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Matthew Stafford, he's a top 10 quarterback, but you know why they lost? Because of those 2 interceptions. It pissed me off. That's what made me go, huh?
Stafford, 307 yards, 1 tutty, 2 INTs. You know what I observed from that game? Rich, I love watching your 49ers. They're exciting, right?
Yeah.
But, man, how many 49er fans were at the game? I saw our boy Jordan Schultz post that, too. A lot of red, man.
There was the 49ers fans travel, man. There's a lot of fans. Now, 49ers found the way to win. They were the better team. But the Rams battle, man. Stafford is great. We really downplay how good Matthew Stafford is. He can't do it all. And what's funny about missing Cooper Kupp, all of a sudden, Puka Nacua.
Oh, yeah.
15 catches?
Broke a record, right?
147 yards. I really didn't see much of Nick Bosa yesterday. I don't know if you acknowledge that. I was like, where the hell was Bosa yesterday? Not really a factor. They moved the ball pretty easily. The Niners are just the better team. And